Good evening, sophomore parents. We are thrilled to have you here joining us for a virtual meeting tonight where we will go through some important information to help you and your student navigate through the sophomore year. My name is Kelly Owens. I'm the guidance department chair and the school counselor for all students whose last names begin with the letters R through Z. Now I'm going to turn it over to my colleagues so they can introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Paige Lumpkins, and I'm the school counselor for students with last names A through G.
And I'm Adam Wester. I'm the school counselor for students with the last names H through Q.
Thank you, guys. We are going to be, like I said, presenting some information that we hope you will find informational and helpful. And just want to build on what we took you and your students through last year when they were freshmen, and we're building on that for their sophomore year. So again, welcome to the meeting for sophomore parents. We want you to understand that we are here for your student anytime that they need any type of help. That could be with personal concerns, academic concerns. We may be doing some career exploration exercises with them, whether we're starting like the college search. Some students may want to start that a little earlier. And then finding other helpful resources if they are struggling in school. Like again, whether it's academic, maybe social, maybe any other kind of problems that they might be having, we are here to help them. How do they see us? If students want to see us, they can email us. That might be the most direct way. Well, actually, the most direct way will be coming in to talk to us. And if we're available, we'll talk to them right away. If we are not available when they come in, then they can email us, and then we'll call them in when it's a convenient time for both us and them. Or they can sign up. We have clipboards in front of Mrs. Desch, our administrative assistant, and they can sign their name on there and we can call them down. What we don't want is if a student is in crisis and they come in to see us, we don't want them leaving without somebody, knowing that they need to see somebody immediately. So if their specific school counselor is unavailable at that time, then another school counselor will take care of them, because we don't want anybody who is in crisis to not be able to see somebody who can help them and assist them in that situation. Now we're going to go over graduation requirements. And there are 3 different categories of graduation requirements, for lack of a better word. One is going to be covering the basics, where we're talking about the earned course credits and maybe whether or not a student wants to work towards an honors diploma. The other part is showing competency in English 2/algebra on end of course exams. And part 3 would be showing readiness, where a student has to earn 2 diploma seals. So first, covering the basics, completing the course credits. Students must earn a required 22 credits to graduate. They must receive instruction also in economics and financial literacy, and they must earn a credit in civics, algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2, and then there's a new half credit plan to come for the class of 2026 only, and we'll give some more information for those students in that class a little bit later on. But back to the minimum course credit requirements. Again, students must earn 4 credits of English, which they will be taking English every year. Social studies, 4 credits, again, including American government and world history and American history. Mathematics must go up until at least algebra 2 and then another credit beyond that. So mostly students will be taking algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2, then pre-calc. That's one way that they would get through their math classes, but they have to at least get to that algebra 2. And then most of our students go beyond algebra 2. Science, they must earn 3 credits, which includes a physical credit and a life science credit, and then any advanced science credit. And then physical education, 2 semesters, health education, 1 semester, fine art, which would be if they earn a fine art credit in junior high, that could count towards their graduation requirements. Or if they are going to work towards an honors diploma, which we'll get to that here in just a minute, they have to earn that honors, that fine art credit in high school to work towards the honors diploma. Now, just real quickly about the physical education, as you know, this year was the first year that our students could do the PE waivers. So any of the freshman or sophomore students who want to, many of them have already filled out the PE waivers. Those credits, it's kind of hard to explain, but if they do the PE waiver, they don't actually get credit transcripted on their transcript, but they will have met that graduation requirement. If they play one full season of a sport, or if they do one full year of marching band, including band camp, or if they cheer for one season, all of those are activities that meet the requirement for that PE waiver. So for more information on the PE waivers, please look at the oakwoodschools.org website, or feel free to give us a call or an email asking us any more specific information on the PE waiver. Looking at the honors diploma options, most of our students, in fact, I think all of them that I know of in the years that I've been here, they've earned an academic honors diploma upon graduation. The academic honors diploma is a lot of the requirements are included in the regular graduation requirements, meaning the 4 units of math, the difference is 4 units of science. They already have to earn 4 units of social studies for the graduation requirements. The differences between graduation requirements and the honors diploma, another difference is they would have to earn 3 credits of foreign language, of one foreign language, or 2 credits of one foreign language, and then 2 credits of another foreign language. And the ASL courses do count towards foreign language. Again, I had mentioned the one fine art unit or one fine art credit. That is one of the requirements for honors diploma, as you can see, and that has to be earned during high school. They must maintain an overall GPA of a 3.5 and then obtain a composite of 27 on the ACT or 1280 on the SAT. Now, that's a lot of requirements. Some students will meet all of them, but they can also still meet the honors diploma if they meet all but one of those criteria. So that's the academic honors diploma, and it's a great honor. It's a great it's a great accomplishment for our students. So if that's something that your student is interested in, you might want to talk to them about what their plans are, what they're taking this year, and what their plans are for the remaining time that they are in high school. So that's what you need to earn for the academic honors diploma. There are other options for honors diploma. However, all of our students get the academic honors diploma if they earn the honors diploma. Even our students who are career tech students, they seem to qualify for that academic honors diploma even more than they do for the career tech. To see the other honors diplomas that are available, you can go to the ODE website, or you can contact us and we can send you the link for those other honors diplomas. But again, 100% of our kids who earn those honors diplomas earn that academic honors diploma. So if you have any other questions, reach out to your student school counselor.
And now we're going to talk about parts 2 and 3, showing competency and showing readiness. The second step is showing competency. This is showing competency or success understanding in Algebra 1 and English 2. A student has to earn a score of at least 684 and complete that class in order to show competency. So that's 684 on those 2 tests, then they have competency. There are 3 other options though. If a student has not quite earned that passing score after retaking the test at least once, they can complete college coursework in both English and math through CCP, or they can demonstrate 2 career-focused activities through things like web exams, industry recognized credentials, pre-apprenticeship programs, and other options. And then a final choice for showing competency is enlisting in the military. Earning readiness comes from basically 2 diploma seals. There are state-defined seals and there are locally defined seals. A student must earn at least one of the 2 as a state-defined seal. Some state-defined diploma seals are the College Readiness Seal, which is based on a remediation-free ACT or SAT score. The Honors Diploma Seal is based on earning an honors diploma. The Science Seal is based on a score of 3 or higher on the biology test, which is a 700 on that scale. The Citizenship Seal is based on earning a 3 or higher on the American History and American Government tests, which would be a 700 on both tests. The state seal of biliteracy is based on the state test in English, as well as something like an AP exam in French or Spanish. The technology seal is a proficient AP score in computer science or a B or higher CCP grade in a technology related course. The Ohio Means Jobs Readiness seal is a little bit more detailed. Industry recognized credentials is a series of tests. And then military enlistment is, again, enlisting in the military. The college readiness seal for that ACT, SAT remediation free score, 480 on the evidence-based reading and writing and a 530 on math. And the ACT college readiness seal is based on an 18 English, 22 reading, and 22 math. So there are 3 locally defined seals. So again, they have to have one state defined seal. The other seal could be state or locally defined. The locally defined seals are community service, fine and performing arts, and student engagement. Community service seal is based on completing 120 hours or more of community service during grades 9 through 12. The fine and performing arts seal is based on completing a full unit of fine arts during grades 9 through 12 or demonstrating skill through participation in something like ballet or something for a season or year. Then the student engagement seal is being involved in a club, sport, or activity, school-based like sports, student government, things like that for one school year or for one season, depending on that activity's length of time.
So now I'd like to talk about how grades are used. Quarter grades are used really to determine honor roll and also athletic eligibility. So when we're looking at GPAs on those report cards, things like that, those are the 2 things that they're really only used for is honor roll and athletic eligibility. Semester grades are the ones that appear on the transcript and that are used in the calculation of a student's overall GPA. Those GPAs, again, after each semester are calculated. Student has an overall GPA, so that's their unweighted GPA. And there are ways to actually gain weight on it. We have an add-on system here at Oakwood, and you can earn weight by the types of courses, the rigor of course that you end up taking. So our add-ons are for advanced placement courses, where a student would earn a 0.05 add-on factor to their overall GPA upon completion of the course of a C or higher, and also taking the AP exam. The score does not matter, but actually taking the exam is part of the criteria to earn that weight. You can also earn weight through College Credit Plus courses within an area that an AP is offered. Typically, college classes in a semester typically count for 1 credit in most instances, so they would receive the full 0.05 add-on. If it's under a 3-hour course, a 2 or 1 hour course, they would receive an add-on factor, but it goes down depending upon how much credit it's worth and how that transfers semester hours over to Carnegie units works. But if you have questions about that, we can answer those questions. We also, starting last year, was the first year that students could earn add-ons for honors courses, and they essentially receive half the weight of what an AP or CCP class would give, a 0.025 add-on factor. Requirement of that is to earn a C or higher within those courses. So, GPA, the rigor of classes, that's really one of the biggest indicators for college success, and that colleges look for. How rigorous is your curriculum? Is it an appropriate one for you? And then how you performed in that. So the 13th annual edition of NACAT State of College Admission, essentially, that's what colleges are reporting out, that they value that over standardized test scores and other things such as high school rank, demonstrated interest of those sorts. Just wanted to kind of review and give an overview of kind of the year for sophomores. So things to be thinking about: College Credit Plus. We're going to have a meeting in that in February. The thinking about, Oakwood offers a college prep curriculum. So if you're just taking, if there's just a standard courses that you're taking, that's great. Your student is going to be prepared to college. And then obviously we also offer a number of different advanced courses, and hopefully there's something that your students really like and want to get into. College fit will be kind of our mantra here. There are great colleges all across the United States and abroad that might be perfect fits for your student. It's finding out what those are. It's not always what that name is on the college. It's finding, what's going to fit your students. And there's a lot to that. So we're going to be there to help along with that exploration process. Just a reminder, there's AP testing here coming up in May. It is $105 per exam, and that's going to be due on October 15th. So you can pay online for those, as well as bringing a check to the book room for that. Just as you're working with your current sophomores, we encourage you to talk about their interests, career possibilities. Have a discussion. It'll probably feel a little bit overwhelming, but it's kind of nice. Share some of your stories and how things have gone. I think developing that kind of just that relationship with them. Hopefully, it's a lot of fun and really insightful for them to see you a little bit beyond just being a parent. Begin exploring appropriate college options with your students. Naviance is a great tool for that. It gives a lot of information about how our students have done from an admissions perspective at a number of universities, so can get somewhat a sense of what what schools might be a good academic fits. Continue to encourage them to get involved. The data is really clear. A student who's engaged, active, feels connected to the school is typically happier, more successful, and has a better overall positive experience. So obviously continue those sorts of things. The PSAT will be given on October 12th. And then the pre-ACT will be given on February 28th. There's a $5 fee for each test, and it was included a part of student fees. So again, those can be paid online or a check, and many of you might have already have taken care of that. We're going to encourage our sophomores to update their resumes in Naviance. Mrs. Lumpkins will kind of show kind of where all that stuff is here a little bit. In January, all the sophomores are going to get an opportunity to listen to a presentation from both Centerville and Kettering and their career education programs. They'll also have an opportunity to visit if there's something of interest that they want to explore more. So we're always really excited about that. And then we also, we have a number of college rep visits. We do allow sophomores to be a part of those. We try to keep it around 5 max. So if they want to kind of get some exposure, they sign up for those in Naviance. And again, Mrs. Lumpkins will show where that is through their accounts. But typically they come, we have a number of different universities that come to us. We're very lucky, and they spend a period with our students. So that could be in a large group setting, could be smaller, could be one-on-one. It really depends on how many students have signed up for those. So those are always really nice to kind of, just for students to start hearing some of the lingo, some of the great things that all these college campuses offer, hopefully get them excited about, that next phase. I want to talk quickly about test scores. So, it's through the COVID time, a lot of colleges have gone what's called test optional, which means they have not been requiring test scores. That we don't know what it's going to look like 2 years out from now. So test scores could be a factor, could be required at some schools. It may not be. I think many colleges are finding that they're able to get in a great class without needing those test scores, and they will continue. Some schools might feel like it's an important factor. So we'll know more, and we'll be communicating with you with all those sorts of things. We just want to make it kind of clear. We end up not sending test scores that are out because most colleges require those scores to be sent directly from the testing agency. So again, they're going to be taking those their junior year starting. So nothing really to be concerned about right now. We're just kind of to kind of let you know about that. Some upcoming events. The scheduling process for their junior year, we'll be starting that in January. So it'll be here before we know it. There's also going to be a curriculum night, February 2nd, and there's also going to be the College Credit Plus meeting. So if students are thinking about taking a College Credit Plus course for their junior year, they and you as parents really need to attend that. Do plan on having that videoed. So if there is a conflict, you can view that later on, but it is a requirement, and there's a number of different, there's a big, long process to be a part of the College Credit Plus program. So we make sure that, that you're aware of that. If that's something that's interest, phenomenal. All our information will be on our Oakwood High School College Credit Plus website. So, we encourage you to check, our guidance page website periodically. We have a number of information, links to the College Credit Plus webpage, links to Naviance and college information, and a number of different stuff. We do encourage you to look at that. We also encourage, there's a number of books that are really great resources and kind of help kind of capture, just the process of admission. It is competitive. It can be, challenging and frustrating and things like that. But there is a great school out there for your students if that's their path. But there's another one there's a number of that keep in perspective. So we have a couple quotes from a couple different books that we recommend. Some of those are the Frank Burney, Where You Go Is Not Who You Will Be, Paul Tough, The Inequality Machine, How Colleges Divide Us, and Jeff Salingo, Who Gets In and Why, are a number of good resources. There's also the website Grown and Flown, which can be really, really helpful in kind of, just getting all the lingo, having a little bit of a sense, especially if this is your first student who's going to be going through this process, can really be provide a lot of information, dispel a lot of myths, those sorts of things. So you have,
Okay, so now we're going to take just a moment to look at what your students have in their Naviance accounts. So if a student logs into Naviance, this is Lumberjack's account. Some things that we do early on with students as freshmen, under About Me, they have the chance to go to My Account, and under My Account, they can see Parents and Guardians, and in their view, they can add you. So please talk to your student, make sure your student has added you into their Naviance account. That way, anytime we send an email to parents, you would get that email as well. So that was About Me, My Account, Parents and Guardians, and adding a parent. The second thing that we do beginning freshman year, also under About Me, is their resume. And so in Naviance, they can go in and they can add anything they've done, grades 9 through 12, and we'll walk them through the beginnings of that. Lumberjack has a crazy resume, but your student will begin to build theirs from freshman year on. And then later on as juniors, they will have some surveys that they will do in there as well. Freshman year, we meet with students in groups, and then in the spring, we also meet with them to do a personality interest assessment. It's called AchieveWorks Personality. It used to be called Do What You Are, and it is a mini Myers-Briggs. And so students will complete this assessment, and when they're done, they'll get a personality type. They'll get information about their strengths and weaknesses and blind spots, learning styles, things for a college or career to be satisfying, and then a whole list of careers that match their interests. As sophomores, they do the career interest profiler. This one is a mini Holland code. And so basically, if our strengths match our job strengths, we're going to be happier. This one, Lumberjack has not yet created or started. And so your student would start it the same way, but they get information on careers that match their strengths, their skills. Then as they complete either one of those, a lot of careers pop up, and any career that they click on the heart in the description adds to their favorites. And so they begin to create a list of favorite careers that are interesting to them, and they can kind of explore them more deeply, learn about the skills, learn about the education, learn about the job prospects, and a lot of other information related to that career. And they can explore careers clusters and see some videos on careers as well. Early on, students sometimes will do mini college searches and college lookups and play in the college search site, But as they become juniors, we do a super match with each of them, which doesn't say a school matches 100% or not at all, but to what degree does a particular school match based on criteria that are interesting to them. And so when they go in, they get to pick different things ranging from location, the type of school it is, what kind of degree they're looking to have, what kind of majors, admission criteria, student life, what's happening on campus, what kind of activities, different forms of diversity that are important to that student. Institution characteristics like a 2-year, 4-year school, what type size of school it is, do people graduate on time? Do they come back from freshman year to sophomore year? And then a little bit on tuition fees, sports to play or to watch, and then other resources and supports on campus. And so they do a college search and it pulls out schools that match them to varying degrees. And again, they can click on the heart on those colleges that they like, add them to the list of colleges that they're thinking about. They can track how interested they are in this school. And then when they go to apply as seniors, once they see us, then it transitions into colleges they're applying to. We won't go into that just yet because they're very young still. But there's a lot of good information within the Naviance site, but also on the home screen at the very, very bottom, there are some additional pages. So there's a financial aid page with some information on financial aid. There's a college search page. There are different pieces that talk through some of the topics, even College Credit Plus. So these are all built by us with some additional information that could be helpful to you or to your student. So we do hope that students start looking in their Naviance accounts and that they share them with you so that you can see some of the resources that they really have available to them now and throughout their high school years.
We are here to help support through it. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Just on behalf of the high school counseling staff, we thank you for taking the time. Thank you both, Mrs. Lumpkins and Mrs. Owens, for taking care of everything, and we will see you later. Thank you.